Welcome to the Lara Jane Layton Show. This podcast is for you, the person who keeps putting others first. Your self-talk has held you back. You no longer need to take a second seat. Let's explore ways to overcome self-doubt. You can silence that inner bully voice and achieve your full potential. Here's your host, Lara Jane.
Hello, friend. It's your host, Lara Jane, and I have a treat for you today. I have Angela here with us, and she's joining me on Challenge Day. Surprise! I am so excited to have another person present challenges of things that have helped them in their life. And today, Angela's going to talk about overgeneralization. And I know I do this. I like to make things simple. I like to generalize as much as possible. Sometimes it's not the smartest thing for me to do. So, Angela, talk to our friend about overgeneralization and challenge them.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for having me on. Overgeneralization is one of the cognitive distortions discovered by one of the founders of cognitive behavioral therapy. That's so complicated to say. You can forget all of that. The only thing you need to know is it's a type of thinking many people do that's not helpful. Overgeneralization is categorized by grouping things into broad categories in a way that simplifies the way we look at the world. So, for example, you might say everything is always bad. Never, always, everything, those kinds of language. Like, I never get to go out. I never have any fun. Or I'm always working. I'm always doing something. I'm sure that's not true. I bet you don't have always. I bet you have sometimes. And I bet you're not never having fun. I bet you're sometimes too busy to have fun. Do you see the difference between those two statements?
Oh, absolutely. So I love it. So we're going to challenge our guest this week then to every time.
I know. See, now you're going to catch yourself saying it. And that's the beautiful thing about recognizing when you're overgeneralizing is it actually changes the way you think about the world. You realize that your annoying friends aren't always annoying, and your husband who never pays attention to you doesn't literally never pay attention to you. Suddenly you see all the gray places in life and you can have better relationships.
All right. So if in our head this week, that word of always, never, we're going to step back, go, okay, wait, that was limiting, right? What is the real truth on this? And come back with sometimes. And I think also when I use that every or those super broad categorization, kind of feels limiting in the fact that I'm not giving it a chance to be any better. So if I say you never listen to me, or I always have to listen to you first, those are these broad things that really aren't true. And I'm holding on to a negative truth. So if I switch that up and say, sometimes I feel like you don't listen to me, then I've stopped that overgeneralization. And in our heads, it's our thoughts that we do this more than we articulate out loud to other people. So as we say it to ourselves, like, oh my gosh, I'm always dropping things, stop. I've experienced some dropping of items today, but I'm going to get better at it. It's like when we can stop and go, that's really not true, then we give ourselves the power to overcome it. Or, oh my gosh, I never sleep very well. Well, what are you telling our brains? We're telling our brains we're never going to sleep well. So with your challenge that you're talking about, Angela, today, we're going to say, sometimes I have a difficult time sleeping. And then we're going to come up with a solution, right? So we're going to remember that we don't always. I love that. Any last minute words of wisdom about overgeneralization for our listeners today?
If you want to make this challenge a super challenge, what you can do, yes, that's right, just for our friends, is you can get a jar, and every time you say always or never, you can put a quarter or $1 in the jar.
Ooh, what do we get to do with that quarter or $1?
Up to you.
That sounds way fun. We'll call it the always jar or the never jar.
The never jar.
They have the swear jar. What is it going to be? The overgeneralization jar. All right, friend, get your jar out, get your quarters ready. No, wait, you're not going to do this because you're challenged and you're going to be able to generalize, not generalize. So, friend, this has been fun. I think you're going to have a great time practicing giving yourself space to not always be on top of everything. So, thank you. We are not medical or mental professionals. We're here for entertainment purposes. Stay tuned for the next episode.
Are you tired of waking up exhausted? You are not alone. If you're looking to take your life back, let's start with the simple step of adjusting your self-talk. Stay tuned for the next episode with your host, Lara Jane. Remember to follow the show so you don't miss a next simple step that you can use to feel more confident. And please leave an honest review.